What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to Park to Prem here with Town Law Town. Today it is episode 45, and I know, I promised the game against Stockport, but fixtures have been jiggled around. We're not playing them until a little while. However, York City and Stockport, a live com double header tomorrow. So if you've been waiting for that, and I know there's a few Stockport fans who have been saying how excited they are for it, this is the second time it's been postponed, not because of weather, but because of our own incompetence. And well, before we get into our own incompetence, I feel like it's worth just acknowledging some of the top performers so far this year. Leighton Stewart, 19 blooming goals, and just look how much he is continuing to improve. You have to wonder, what might have become of him if he hadn't got injured last year for 7 months? He really has been superb. And undeniably just a key part of our team. And he's now played 100 games here at Towlaw. Not bad for a player who, well, was released by Liverpool in FM and in real life, as a few people have mentioned, and as was tweeted to me by a number of you, has been signed to a professional deal by Liverpool. So keep an eye out for Leighton. Elsewhere in the team, DKM, a player who is attracting a lot of interest at the moment. A player who, I've got to be honest with you, I wasn't sure what to expect going into this year, but he is top of the average ratings and the assists charts. 5 goals, 12 assists. That is a very good return in 22 games, if I might say so myself. In terms of best pass completion, it's Smoljo in goal, and I'm still kind of switching between him and Joe Hans, but he is improving at an alarming rate, is Smoljo, to the point where the more and more I think about it, the more and more I feel like I've just got to start playing him in every single game. And as you'll see when we get onto the kind of match recaps, we have been alternating a fair bit. Just in terms of injuries, we've had our fair share so far this season, and a few key ones in recent games. You can see here, Shuttleworth has torn his knee ligaments, out for 2 to 3 months. Why is it that anything I love just burns? I don't know. I'm upset. Not that I love his knee ligament specifically, but just him as a regen. I was going to say as a person, but he's not real. That would be a little weird. You can see here Kane Patterson, our second choice right back and left back on the bench. A very vital player to us, really. We don't have too much strength behind him. Obviously, he had a major injury. He's been out for 6 weeks. And also, we had obviously Warrington out, and most recently another centre mid's been injured, Johnny Howard, a player who I talked last episode about how I wanted to give him more opportunities in the team. I wanted to give him more chances. With Shuttleworth getting injured, you thought maybe this was his time to shine. But alas, he's out with a groin strain for the next 3 weeks, and it's been a very, very intense period here at the club. If we just look at things, last time out we took on Walsall in what was already a crazily busy November, and as you can see here, in this recent run of games, we have played 7 matches in the last 2.5 weeks? No, 3.5 weeks. Either way, that's a lot of football to be playing, and I mentioned about the whole Stockport game being delayed. It may have been because the FA Trophy game went to a replay. But anyway, let's talk about these results here. And we started off with a good little win against Wickham, a team who are rock bottom of the league, if I'm not mistaken, struggling away. Great result there. And we followed it up with a fantastic 2-1 win as well, away from home once more, this time against Halifax. And we got off to a flyer in this game, Stewart scoring and one of the fastest goals we've had here at Towlaw. And this game really capped off a tough run of away games in the league. 4 consecutive away games. We came away with 3 wins. And as you can see here, Mampala's superb solo effort put the cherry on top in this game in the 51st minute. We then took on Hartlepool, who you may remember we lost to a few live comms ago, taking them on at home. 700 fans in attendance. 550 of them were Hartlepool fans. And, well, in this game, we started off pretty well. Callum Jones with a goal. Good to see Stephen with a P coming in after the injury to Shuttleworth out on the right-hand side with the assist there. But unfortunately, we could not hold on. 1-1 is how it finished. And with that goal in the last 10 minutes, we were cursing our luck. We then took on Bromley, a 3-2 win here. We were 3-0 up in this game. Norris, Callum Jones and Leighton Stewart with the goals. We conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes. I was panicking. I was convinced that the game at that point, it was just going to happen. There was nothing I could change. They were going to score. So I didn't change anything, and we won 3-2, so I guess it worked out for the better. Following on from that, we took on Kingstonian in the FA Trophy. I played a fully rotated team in terms of outfield players for this game, just really trying to freshen some legs up. Kumwenda and Alex Lindsay on the score sheet, but a 2-2 draw was poor. We did come back, however, in the second leg, convincing little performance. 3-0 it finished. You can see Stephen with a P with the first goal in this game. And then an unlikely goal scorer, Addons, the right back, with 2 goals in this game. His first one reminds me of a goal that Messi scored a few years ago where he kind of shot from range and it hit the crossbar and went in. A nice finish there. The second one, not quite as pleasing, but a good result there against the Vanarama National South team. A team who, they're not a bad team by any means, Kingstonian. And then, most recently, a 4-0 win against Maidstone. We wanted this, we needed this, we got this. Mampala with 2 goals. He's not had the craziest of years. He's one of a few players who I've not got on a full-time deal yet because, let me tell you now, the wage problem, it's not sorted. It's still very red. It's still very angry. I'm hoping that come January, the board might reassess things and give us some more money. That's usually how, at least from my experience, things work in Football Manager. I do have the ability to ask for more wage budget and more transfer budget. I'm going to wait for the start of January to roll around because with the new transfer window opening, sometimes the board will just give us a little bit more money. And I asked a couple of months ago when we had more balance than we did now, and they told me that we didn't have the funds for it. So I'd rather hold off wasting the request until the transfer window's open at the very least. So anyway, those are the results. No defeats in there in the league, which is absolutely superb. Unfortunately, a few draws. And as a result, we currently sit in 4th place. We do have a game in hand on Swindon and York. That could see us climb to, not far away from Stockport County at all, although their recent form has been extremely, extremely good. In terms of the playoffs, we look quite convincingly in there now. Of course, 6 teams making the playoffs is rather generous. And, just looking at things on the whole, if we could get wins against York and Stockport in next episode, we'd be in a very good position. Today we're taking on Chester, though, a team who, they're not that far off us in terms of league position. In terms of actual points tally, they are a little behind us. Defensively, they're a relatively solid team. You can see here, by the way, Stockport have scored 36 goals and only conceded 12. So they're very, very good defensively, but don't score a lot. We've scored 63 and conceded 28. We love our goals. Unfortunately, we don't love defending either. We don't have a particularly good defence. In terms of goals scored, though, 12 more goals than the next highest team, which is Swindon, who have played a game more than us. I'm hoping that in the second half of the season now, we can just outscore everyone. That's got to be the mentality, play on the front foot, play attacking football, see what we can do. As I mentioned, we are without Shuttleworth now, which is a bit of a concern. It does mean Stephen with a P comes back into the team, and, he's actually done quite well recently. He got an assist against Maidstone. The game before that against Kingstonian, he got a goal. So maybe he's going to just turn it on in the live com. We'll have to wait and see. In terms of other little bits of news, you can see here Mampala and DKM have got some transfer interest in them. I don't intend on selling them. Neither player has a contract running out at the end of the year, so there isn't a massive pressure to do so. Additionally, Mampala has now climbed up to a team leader in the hierarchy, so even more reason to keep him around. You can kind of see here how the status quo is playing out. Let me know if there's any surprise packages here, but for the most part, it's kind of what you'd expect, I feel like. The schoolboy, top of the class, not playing a whole lot in the league, has made a few appearances on off the bench. We have also been recently without a Missador, which you may have noticed he's not been scoring many, and the reason he's not been scoring many is because he's had a back strain for the last 3 weeks. He is listed as injury prone, so that might explain why Hull released him, but he was in great form prior to his injury. We'll hope that if we call upon him today on off the bench, he can step up for us. So anyway, let's get into this game against Chester. It's been more of the same. I feel like this November, December time, maybe you guys will agree or disagree, but when I'm playing Football Manager, it feels like the slog, the bit where you just have a lot of games in kind of quick succession. You're not really doing any transfers. It's just plodding along, trying to grind out result after result after result, avoiding defeat as much as you can. And we have done that for the most part. It is actually interesting. Right now, the teams, ourselves, Swindon, York, and, especially Stockport, in extremely good form. The kind of points totals that we could set come the end of the year, in most other leagues you would expect to be enough to get automatic promotion. Of course, the Vanarama National League is an incredibly competitive league. Only one team goes up automatically. There's then that one playoff spot, which at least right now we look destined to be in the running for at the very least. Of course, a win here against one of the teams who are competing with us towards the lower end of the table would be the aim. We'll have to see. if we can do it. I mean, the next 2 episodes in terms of the matches are going to be quite defining. And while Mampala, big ball over the top, can't finish it. It's blocked away. Back to DKM though. But yes, if we could get results against Chester, Stockport and York, of course the double com next time out, a big set of games, that would make me believe we are the real deal at that point. Of course, we are playing today on Boxing Day, so I'm hoping that our players, they've not had too much turkey. They're not hungover from a frantic Christmas day. We'll hope that they played it smart. And well, so far we have been on top in this game as Stewart has the ball. Gives it to DKM. Superb ball to Mampala. That finish, not good. There's not a better word for it. Bad, I guess, is the optimal word. Clean for on goal. Loads of time to cut inside if he wanted to. Just decided to have a go on his left foot. Kicked it straight at the keeper. You expect better from Mampala. That is one issue with our strikers is all of our strikers, I think, have inconsistency listed as a weakness, which is okay if at least one of them turns up, but there are occasions where it just feels like every single player is struggling and we're just destined to struggle. I'm hoping I'm not jinxing it now. We've not had a 0-0 all year. At half-time, it is 0-0. It's been a season of goals. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. It's at this point now where I would maybe be considering bringing in Shuttleworth, but he's not back for another 3 months. So put that to the back of your mind, Jack. You've got other players to look at, and I'm looking really at Kumwenda and Amisador as those impact players going forward. With Howard also being injured at centre mid, it does mean Brenia Diaz is here. The Venezuelan. He's lurking, he's lingering, and well, we might need to call upon him, if not for a huge stop by Smoljo. What a save that is. I've also had a few Croatian viewers tell me that's not how you say his name. I like calling him Smoljo. It's a catchy name, okay? Pronounced that way. Someone did try to explain the phonetic pronunciation of it, but they were like, the L and the J are like one letter. I don't know how you would say a letter that's just an L and a J. So if you want to attempt to educate me with phonetics, try. Many people have over the years of me playing Football Manager here on YouTube. Very few succeed in getting me to say names correctly. So it's Smoljo. I'm sorry. Right. I was about to make some tactical changes. Then a highlight started. Let's wait and see what happens here. If we go a goal down, we start to panic. Although Gouda, lovely little header at the back. Doing work for us there. Turner now with Stott. Gives it to Leighton Stewart. That is a horrific pass back. Can Stewart finish it? Should finish it. Can it? No, he can't, is the answer. Didn't even let me finish my sentence. He's had an awful game. We're going to take him off. Callum Jones has been poor too at box to box. I'm going to bring in Brenia Diaz. And the last change of the game, you know what? Double change up top. Kumwenda's coming out. That's when you know things are getting serious. A draw here away from home wouldn't be a bad result, but if we want to be competing for the title, we need to win this kind of game, and we need Gouda to hit the blooming target. That is an atrocious effort by him. You would not know that he could play striker, centre mid and centre back from that finish there. I promised no 0-0s at the start of the year. It might be about to go out the window. I'm really sorry, everyone. Or is it? Hold the phone, Diaz. Okay, maybe it is. That was not a good ball in, although Diaz, second bite of the cherry. I mean, we could still concede here. Waring bringing the ball forward. 45 seconds left. Gives it to Norris. What is this highlight that we're watching? Oh, my word. Yeah, get out. Away. I'm just going to cover my eyes. Let me know when it's over. This is why I need to play with Football Manager with sound on. Right, we're on the attack of Dunstan. Go on, my friend. I feel like that ball nearly crossing the line was the highlight, which is not good for my heart. It's like they want me to suffer. Sports Interactive. Amisador whips it in, please. Norris, no. I've lied, everyone. I've lied. And I can only really apologise for it. I said no more 0-0s this year. We got a clean sheet. We've not had many of those. We've not had... I mean, how many clean sheets have we had recently? Amisador vows to end goal drought. There you go. 6 hours without a goal. He was a hero for about 2 weeks, bless him. Then he faded into obscurity. You can see we've only got games against Newport and Solihull Moors, and then we're straight into those 2 matches. You might also see here, we have some games on weird days, like today's game against Chester was on a Thursday. I guess that's because it's Christmas. But we have had games rejigged around because of the fact we are ground sharing this year. Just as a reminder, until about March time, we are playing at, is it Darlington Road? Yeah, Darlington Road, which is West Auckland Stadium. So we are having to share it with them in the Northern Football League. So there has been some weird shuffling going on of fixtures, which is a little bit bizarre. I know a few people eagle-eyedly spotted it last episode, and I have to acknowledge it. I have been looking at, potential players to sign, but with the wage budget that we're over and how reasonably solid we're doing in the league, I'm not really looking to sign anyone. But some people did observe the fact that I have had Addons on trial with us. Yeah, I mean, I decided not to sign him because we don't play with a centre-attacking mid. And I feel like when you play with a 2-man centre midfield like we do, you kind of need them both to have the ability to run. They're going to have to put in a shift and help each other out. He can't do that. I mean, how much did he want a week? Let's check. Maybe he lowered his demands. Yeah, I'm not making him the highest earning player for 2 months to not play him. But not a bad player. Just, same star rating as Warrington. Make of that what you will. Thought it was an interesting one, nevertheless. We've had a few weird players get shown up. In fact, if we look here, I think I've not signed anyone, already been looking. You can see here, players with at least 1 cap and contracts expired. Matt Phillips, I mean, his speed, 6 pace and 8 acceleration, not the fast winger that I remember. He's one of a few players who has popped up, and I've already decided we probably don't want to sign. You may spot 1 or 2 other familiar names here as well of players that you'd be interested in, including Stephen Saunders, who, I mean, he's been playing for Hemel Hempstead recently. Those physicals, I'm not even going to scout him. It's not worth it. But no, not a bad result against Chester. Not a great result. How did Stockport get on in their most recent game? They won against Chorley, so that really doesn't help us out. They are going very, very strong at the top of the table. They are currently predicted to finish 3rd. Last year they finished 5th, which I believe, incidentally, is where we're predicted to finish by the media. Indeed it is. Mampala's still our vice-captain. Could we sell him? I don't think so. I don't really want to sell anyone, although the wages are still a bit of a concern. Hopefully, Mr. Alexander dips his hand in his pocket and helps us out, because it would be useful. We have got a growing number of players not appearing on this list. Right now, actually, Norris, the loanee, the one player we've got on loan, is listed as one of our key players, and he's actually improved a lot. You might have noticed as well on the team screen, considered one of our key players. I would love to sign him permanently from Ipswich Town, who of course poached him off us on a free transfer. Don't know if I can forgive them for that. But anyway, folks, I've rambled on for long enough. There's only so much filling in I can do just to let you know what's going on behind the scenes, but sometimes it's worth showing a few extra details, especially with a game as poor as that one. Next time out, it will be better, I promise. We're going to be taking on York City and Stockport County, a huge double-header, 1st and 3rd place. 2 wins there. I'm screaming it now. We're going to win the league, but, well, we need to restrain ourselves. We need to be realistic. We'll see how we get on tomorrow. Hopefully, I do see you for it. If you've enjoyed today's episode, drop a like. See you soon. It's me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.